Okay, so for this problem, what you want to do is go ahead and get the equation equal to 0 so that you can factor and use the zero product property to solve this, like you do in trig equations. So the first thing you're going to do is subtract secant theta from each side, and you're going to get on the left side of the equation 2 sine theta secant theta minus secant theta equals 0. And then you're going to factor out what they have in common. So they share a secant theta in common. So we're going to factor out secant theta, and we're going to have left 2 sine theta for the first half, and we have a minus 1. You need to have a minus 1. You need to have a placeholder so that if you were to distribute the secant back in, you would get the same expression above. So now the next step is to set each of these two expressions equal to 0. So you get two equations. You get secant theta equals 0 and 2 sine theta minus 1 equals 0. For secant theta, you're looking at secant, which is really 1 over cosine, equal to 0. And in order for a fraction to be equal to 0, the numerator would have to be equal to 0. And 1 actually can never equal 0, so there are no solutions for this half of the problem. So now we're going to look at what happens when you do 2 sine theta minus 1 equals 0. So we add 1 to both sides of the equal sign. We get 2 sine theta equals 1. We divide both sides by 2. We have sine theta equals 1/2. So we're looking at the unit circle, and we're trying to figure out where sine is 1/2. And sine is the y-coordinate. And on the unit circle, which I'm assuming you should be starting to memorize, we have the first quadrant, which looks like this. Square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. Square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, and then 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. And for this problem, we're looking for where the y-coordinate's 1/2, which is right here at 30 degrees. So your first answer is 30 degrees. And your second answer is in the quadrant where sine is also positive. So we have everything is positive in the first quadrant, sine is positive in the second quadrant, tangent's positive in the third, and cosine's positive in the fourth. All students take calculus as an easy way to memorize that. So we're looking for the place in the second quadrant looks just like 30 degrees, which happens to be 180 minus 30. So it's 150 degrees. So the other answer for this would be 150. And the next thing, just in case if you need to have them in radians, 30 degrees is pi over 6, and 150 is 30 times 5, so it's 5 times pi over 6, or 5 pi over 6. And that's it.